Hey guys, welcome back to another M+ run. This time I'm playing Fury as usual, and it's a plus 27 Sanguine Depths. Same build as usual, and so we go into our first pull here. I'm gonna use my gavel, probably don't kill it straight away. Yep, and then I'm just not gonna send cooldowns at the beginning here because we're waiting for the mobs to gather on top of the venti lantern thingy. I think now is a good time to send it, so I get enraged and then I send my cooldowns. I auto attack this soul fragment, get a boon at the end, which is really nice. So on this pull here, you have to be really careful with these traps on the floor that the Huntsmasters drop down. Varric is actually soaking some of them right now, which is great. Some of these animated weapons are going through, which are really painful on the tank, and especially on you if you get aggro from them. I shadow melded there because I got aggro from one of them. Just using Bone Grinder here. And the second Bone Grinder is actually ended now, so my damage is basically done. Although Boon at the end helps a lot. So second spear here. And things are starting to die, so we get full stacks of the lantern damage buff. I think we try to kill this guy before the lantern ends. You can see my weak aura here at the top right, well, upper right. And we kill him before the lantern ends, so we extended our buff, which is awesome. So here, I think we shroud through. Yep, we shroud through. Kriva did a lot of damage as well. I think he also got a boon at the end. Lucky run. It's very rare that we both get it at the same time.
I'm gonna solo green.
That's one for the small one.
Procced on the base storm there, which is super good. Especially while we got this 50% damage increase from the lantern buff. So do some extra whirlwind there. Extra whirlwinds there without Bone Grinder. I think I was just looking for a target to re-enrage on before sending my Blade Storm. So I think I tell Alpha to go here because we want to make use of this buff on the next pack as well. So I go in and send my cooldowns. Proc another Blade Storm. Really lucky so far. Think I killed Woe there because I just went YOLO AoE. Do I save my Blade Storm here? I think I save my Blade Storm here for the next pack, so that I have some damage at the beginning of next pack. This pack is basically done now, so it makes sense to do so.
Wow, I managed to do even less damage than last time.
Picking blue post.
So go in, send my spear, and get re-enraged Blade Storm into Bone Grinder spam.
On blue. I failed, that's
And as soon as Bone Grinder is over, I pop Recklessness. I proc the Blade Storm again. Do I pop my OPC? Yes, I use my Trinket. So yeah, first half of this dungeon, really good RNG. That's for sure. Could send my spear here technically, but I'd choose to save it for the boss. Make sure I hit all of the relics with spear. Gotta get that cooldown reduction. The extra damage doesn't hurt either. We'll go for the soak there, pop our cooldowns as well while that was happening. What we try to do here is to kill around the same time that we're gonna get hit by this first slam, this boss slam that spawns the orbs. And then we can get auto healing from So yeah, we got the buff here and we start to soak these orbs and we're getting a lot of free healing from the healing here. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the
Deja
what's it
vu,
called?
like last
Severing
time,
smash. That's
everything's the
it.
same.
I'll
I
talk
get
you
the
through that in a
first, I
moment.
dodge, I get the second, I don't
Just
dodge.
about the charge.
Get dice at start, but still gets out stacks.
So we move out for this severing smash here. And what you can do is, the moment you get hit, you can charge back to the boss through your orb. As long as you don't do it too late, you won't trigger your orb,
You garbage damage.
and you can get back on the boss ASAP. Cat died there. She got comboed by the orb. She was too low, and then the hungering drain. One tick always goes off, so
Oh,
she got
I should have set evasion. Ah.
damaged by that plus one orb at the same time. She was too low and she died. It's a common way to die on this boss on Tyrannical.
I'll keep bubble meaty for next one.
I can close.
So again, the moment we get hit, we charge. Use spell effect here as well, by the way. Like whenever these orbs are being soaked, spell effect reduces your magic damage taken by 20%, right? So there's no reason not to use spell effect. It doesn't cost a global. Just press it.
Soak together with a top of. Not bad.
I think I'm waiting for Rec to. Ooh, I think I was unenraged then when that spear landed, so it was pretty bad actually. I think I just wanted to send it ASAP, and I thought maybe if I just throw it down, the spear will land enraged, and then I would be able to just do spear into rampage. But I think the spear landed
Oh, fucking drain.
while I was unenraged, so that was pretty bad.
Ah, that was rotational damage.
So I choose not to bait them here. I think I just want to use it. Make sure I have it for next pack.
I don't think we need.
So we move over to here this time. I wasn't sure whether we were gonna soak them or if we were just gonna kite them until the boss is dead.
Let's try
It looks like we decided to soak them. Alpha called for a rally, so I rally. Cool, and boss is dead, and I have all my cooldowns ready. I'm using Old Warrior Soul in this dungeon. There are quite a few
best fight.
critters throughout the dungeon, like this one, this rat here. I just click it, and you could taunt it to just stay in combat with it, or you can kill it if you want to. But yeah, that refreshed my Old Warrior Soul buff, so it will be still on. It will still be active when the tank is brought the mobs back from here. I should do heroic throw a mob as the tank picks it up, just to make sure I don't drop it. Yeah, send my gavel here. I got Boon at the end again, and a Blaze-Stone proc. RNG has been kind this run. Very kind. Do I Blaze-Stone now? I should Blaze-Stone. Oh, there we go. I probably could have done that one Enrage ago, instead of waiting for that Rampage Enrage. I'm sure I could have done it at some point before that. No, well, it probably doesn't matter much. So again, Old Warrior Soul. There's a rat here. So I think I taunt this rat. Yeah.
Blue.
The tank went away and pulled these small guys, which will add, which will join us soon. As soon as the small lads are here, I will send my cooldowns. There. Another Blaze-Stone proc. I know I keep saying it, but been pretty lucky this run.
Then let's get all of it. That's really good.
Use spell effect, and I reflected a Rack Soul. It's pretty valuable dice because Rack Soul, the initial damage and the dot is kind of high. So just reflecting that. Take some pressure off your healer. Means they can dispel someone else as well.
Bursting first before we go. Move bronze.
So we got our full 10 stack
2, 1, go.
lantern thing here, which is awesome. We're gonna shroud through this. We go past this room as well. We're gonna pull these neutral guys
So
and the big
you
guy
meant distract
later
us
in the
and
dungeon.
blind, right?
Yeah,
We
our
pull him
plan is that
before
Lucas wants
the
to
second
deflect
boss
at the same
because
time.
we want to use those neutral mobs and the big guy for maximum lantern stacks. So I wait for things to gather here, I think, before I send my stuff. No, I opted to just use recklessness
ready
before
to
things
press
gathered,
land.
which is also something you can just do. Instead of waiting until mobs are gathered before throwing your spear and recklessness macro, you can just recklessness without the spear whilst things are gathering. As long as you know that you're not gonna make the pool messy by doing that, by over aggroing or whatever. I felt it was safe to do it like that, so that's what I did. Because it is really difficult to get these scribes in. They just stand there and throw books all day.
I don't wanna add. So
Okay, so we're
24.
refreshing this 50% damage buff constantly at the moment,
Maybe
which
I'll
is
go.
really nice.
Blue. Okay.
Careful, there's shit to see.
Spear Bastion covering ground effects as usual.
get a scribe and then go for next fight.
Jesus, extending crit life.
Okay. We didn't get an extend on that scribe. I don't think. It is what it is. So far though, the lanterns have been pretty good this run, so I'm not gonna complain. Do I send my gavel here? Yes, I do. What do I get from it? Divine Command, it's pretty good. It's not been at the end, but it's the second best, probably, in this situation. Oh! A lot of that bait stuff ended up being unenraged because I didn't wanna... For some reason, I didn't decide to get a fresh enrage before sending my stuff. Maybe I figured things were gonna die, and I needed to throw my stuff ASAP before I get the cooldown reduction buff.
I mean, you need to kick Moon actually.
Because as you can see, my spear is already ready, even though I've only just thrown it.
There's nothing to add. Fuck. The skill here. Nothing spawned and no patrol.
Hitting just 2 targets with the lantern
Here we have
buff is kind of sad, but
It's unlucky.
Yeah, no tricks for 5. No tricks.
these pools get really messy really quickly if you can't control these scribes, so...
Is there,
Oh, I didn't proc a Blaze-Stone there. Maybe my luck has run out here at this point.
We gotta have siege spawns because we have sentinel into the back there, but maybe it's fine. When I get the rune weapon, I add the sentinel as well.
So we're just doing standard whirlwind 2 abilities, whirlwind 2 abilities,
Also have
repeat,
second
repeat.
pop ready. Crits. Want to do this pop shit and you...
Since we don't have cooldowns running right now.
Let's save it for the hard
I think I decide to not use my Blaze-Stone or Spear or anything now, because these mobs are basically dead and the next pool could be bigger than this. And it's probably better to send it on the next pool either way at this point.
Blue.
So I think... Is this where we get the big guy on top of this? Yeah, it is. He's just spawned there now. So that's why I didn't send my stuff straight away. So now I'm sure I'm getting rage and then I use my macro. Didn't proc Bladestorm, so real Bladestorm as well. Into Merciless Bone Grinder, Whirlwind spam. But I stay enraged, of course. And I'm also mouse overing Bloodthirsts on targets that I haven't hit with Bloodthirst before, so that I can guarantee enrage from the fresh meat talent while I'm spamming Whirlwind, you know, because you don't always get enough rage that you can do, I don't know, Rampage, Whirlwind 3-4 times into Rampage, repeat. Depends on how many targets you're hitting and if you have recklessness active.
Okay. You guys need to out this a bit. Right. Up here.
So he pulled these ghouls. These, I think, yeah. So he hits. The tank hits these for a few seconds before he goes on and pulls the room with its neutral guys and the big guy. So I'm kind of just softening these up a little bit so that they can die earlier and give us the buff earlier when we do end up activating the lantern and killing these. Because the sooner these die, the sooner the rest of the stuff will die as well, because we'll get 3 buffs from these guys when they die. I think I called to look out now because you can't see, and
Oh my god, like
Sniped.
our healer got sniped. Kirva got hit as well, but he survived. So another whirlwind comes through, I move out the way and look that way so that I don't die from it. You can tell I've died from this before, and I refuse to die to it again. Get a Blaze Stone proc here. I think I choose to not use my gavel here because I want to use gavel on the boss, because the boss is really nasty on tyrannical.
yeah, wait, go.
You kind of just run out of stuff on that boss,
Yeah, I have
and the boss and the add takes forever to kill on high tyrannical keys, and you'll just take down to death. You'll run out of defensives. You run out of ways to kill the add quickly.
Okay, I got
I really didn't answer, so I'm dry.
Yeah, it's good. I'm good. I will good. Yeah.
Alpha had some issues here.
Good need.
No need. I'm fine. I got thrown weapon back.
He was running out of cooldowns. The mobs are still hitting him,
20.
but in the end, those mobs died. So, and he got his rune weapon back up again. So he had no issues once his rune weapon was up again, and a few mobs were dead. So we have 5 seconds left on the buff. We try to refresh a buff on this guy. Do we get it? Oh, okay, I remember this one. This was the one where we missed it by 0.1 seconds or something like that. I remember I was crying about it after the run. It is what it is though. We tried. We tried. So castigate, you can spell effect that. You don't take any damage, and your group doesn't take any damage around that circle either, which is really nice, because then the boss just stands there and does nothing for a good 3 seconds or however long he channels that thing. So then the mob drops the residue, the stuff on the floor when it dies, so move away from that as soon as possible. When the mob dies, just pre-move out, because that residue instantly ticks whenever you move into it, and it does so much damage.
Where is the fucking great healer?
Even though I didn't know damage.
Hovered over Curva's damage sources there. I think I was just checking what boon he got. I always do that.
Yeah, I keep it in here.
I saved my spear for this ad. I guess that's fine. Another spell. No, sorry, another castigate, so spell effects. And didn't end up blaze storming that ad. Do I save it for the next one? Yeah, so that's my
Yes, I flagellate
recklessness
next.
blade storm.
Next one is the hard one, right?
I flagellate, but no good buffs.
So yeah, it looks like I'm saving blade storm for the ad, so that I have some damage for the ad. It's important to have some damage for the ad. Otherwise you just take way too much damage from it, and your healer can't keep you alive. I even
Residue.
main target it with rampage a few times. Ooh, that was a nasty overlap.
Can't get with the spot.
She was the healer was there with the castigate. She was the target of it, but we also had to dodge that way because of the, these things that spin around the room. I had all cooldowns for this manifestation. Oh god, I can't speak. Manifestation. So that one died quite fast. Boss is lowish now. I think we have to kill one more ad. No. This is where we just go and nuke the boss, I think, because the ad spawns in 6 seconds. The boss is on 8%. It is at this point it's faster to kill the boss than it is to kill the ad. So 5% left on the boss. We just gotta survive with defensives and kill the boss. Commit for the boss. Although this one didn't. Yeah, the boss just didn't take that long to kill here. It was definitely the right call to go for the boss there. Didn't even really need to use defensives, but
around, but you need to put him
always good to be
into,
safe,
one
right?
of these cages here. I saw Chinese people doing it on high keys.
Could be a counterplay, yeah, there is, kill it.
Don't go out, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go.
It's like Varric and Cat were about to walk down there, but we had some more trash to kill. Alpha desperately begging them not to go down. Not to go down. Got a base proc there, I think. Yeah, I did. That's nice, again. Maybe my luck is coming back here.
The counterplay, kill it.
Okay, so both Bone Grinder windows are over, so now I'm just doing Whirlwinds into 2 globals. Whirlwinds into 2 globals. Same old Fury.
I'm gonna do the same with Vi and
Yeah, I think so.
So what we do downstairs here is that we
we're
pull the
gonna
boss
reset.
and then someone resets the boss, either with Shadow Meld or Vanish. This time we sent Varric down to Vanish. And then we get these relics. We kill Vi here, so that we can get Vi on the boss. And then we also pull all the mobs into one pull. And we kill that.
I'm green.
blue.
So that's it. You know, an efficient way to clear this room.
Use focus
I
lights.
send my gavel here, but I don't think I'm probably not going to kill it because I want to have the full duration on the boss. I just want to send it early so that I get the cooldown back up again as soon as possible.
Get one.
So now I kill it. I go for the boss. I'm probably looking at here. Oh, sorry, no. We're looking at WoW because we actually want WoW for the damage reduction. WoW gives you 15% damage reduction for how long is it? Is it 1 minute? Damn, I should know this. Anyway, so I took 3 stacks of the orbs on the floor and used spell effect only, I think. Yes, just spell effect, and that keeps me safe. Spell effect against that big AoE that the boss does before,
You
the one that's reduced by the orbs, by the amount of orbs that you picked. Spell effect removes the dot application. It doesn't make you immune to the initial damage, but it makes it so that you don't get the big dots on you. So what I do here, I use spell effect and enrage regen with 2 stacks and WoW, and that was enough to stay alive with. You could see there, by the way, that the others in the group got the dots and I didn't, and it's always going to be like that. I don't get the dots
Be ready
because
to
of spell
bomb
effect.
me when I get the cast. 3, 2,
So I guess I send my cooldowns here. Yep, everything lined up quite nicely there, so I think I waited a few secs just to line everything up. So what I do here now, I pick up 2 orbs. I don't get enraged, so I think... Ooh, I actually got enraged there last moment. If I didn't get enraged there, I think I probably would have been dead. I think I had an ignore pain up, by the way. I'm not going to go back and check now, but I think I had ignore pain, 2 stacks, and spell effect up. And I knew that I needed to get enrage or rally to survive, because on 2 stacks, ignore pain and spell effect alone is not going to be enough on the 27. Because you're always doing like different level keys, different difficulties as well. We haven't actually done this dungeon that much. I kind of had to feel my way forward, if that makes sense. So like, I'll start safe, and I'll look at my health afterwards and see how much health I've got, and then just sort of
I can cloak now.
figure out how much exactly I need to survive. Because the fewer orbs you pick up, the more orbs your team can pick up, right? So I felt super safe with 3 orbs, I'm pretty sure. I didn't get enraged here, so I pressed enrage regen for safety. Because remember, if you're playing with Warpaint, which you should do, you get 10% damage reduction whenever you're enraged. So with 3 stacks there and spell effect only, no enrage, I felt that I needed to use enrage regen for the extra DR to survive.
I dropped the AMT at the boss next.
I've talked a lot about surviving this thing, but that's
really
basically
also
the whole boss. Like, if you can survive this boss whilst taking as few orbs as possible, then you're doing your job.
I think I'm dead. Yeah.
Ah, I should have left the other one.
It looks like I don't sell my gravel here.
Let's
The boss is nearly
Yeah.
dead, and I'd rather have it for the trash, I guess.
You can sack me, so get up. I'm dry. Omega dry here.
So I don't know how many times I did it this
So I
time.
think after this we
I
can
should have
skip
talked
our
about
advance,
it,
so keep
but
50%. Yeah.
ignore pain. If you're using ignore pain with the brutal vitality conduit, if you could use ignore pain like the moment she starts casting this or before she starts casting this, then you might be able to build up a big ignore pain, which helps a lot to survive this big AoE.
So this will be shrewd. We don't need to absolutely like not.
But it's just really awkward to use as Fury as well, though, because like it costs 60 rage to use ignore pain, which means that you're probably gonna
I set the
lose
left
some
front
enrage
mask.
uptime because
We can
you're
go
literally spending 60 rage
one.
that isn't for rampage.
I
So you
don't
have to
really
build
use
that
this.
rage up again with Bloodthirst or Raging Blows or whatever. And if your Bloodthirst doesn't proc you an enrage, then you're probably gonna stay unenraged for a little while after using Ignore Pain. Having Recklessness up helps a lot
Golden jumps in, so I don't see it. Do we wanna hero this or just save for end?
Don't forget you can
for
use
those purposes.
drop the sheep.
Anyway, so we go into this and we kill our soul, we proc Divine Command, which is great.
2 kicks.
Rob it.
Gives me extra armor as well, which is helpful if the boss uses the dash on me, because the initial damage from the dash is physical damage, and the Divine Command boon gives you an armor buff, as well as pulsing AoE damage.
Okay, no rune weapon now.
I've got a Gargon on me here, but I do have a lot of armor, so I feel safe.
I
I'm
get
working
rune
on
effect.
it.
I have Meld ready, but I don't feel
Good
like it's
jump.
worth using
No.
here. I wanted to spear at that moment, but the boss jumped away. So what do I do? I try and get enraged first, and then I throw my spear. So that's good. I think there was an opportunity for me to send my spear before the boss jumped there, but I missed that opportunity, I guess. So I opted to save my Bladestorm for next pack here, instead of Bladestorming on this. I think I call to just finish the boss, face the boss, because the boss moves on to the next area at 90%. Okay, so I think I wait for things to gather, and then I can use my spear. Oh wait, what do I do? Oh, it looks like I'm gonna wait for Recklessness to
Oh, come on,
line up
man.
as well. And I procced a Bladestorm, so that was actually 100% worth it then. Boss is gonna dash, so I move away to spread. I've got aggro on everything at the moment. I Shadow Melt.
Yeah, me, bro. Roll.
Man, being Night Elf is just so nice. It's so difficult, you know, these aggro issues as warrior, because a lot of your damage is up front.
No.
There's no real setup, you know.
Come on!
You don't ramp up in any way. You literally just go in, get enraged with one global, and then use all of your burst.
Yeah.
And that kind of damage profile is not something tanks like, you know.
Remember kicks on there.
That's why Shadow Meld helps a lot, because it drops all aggro in M+. It doesn't work in raid. In raid combat, it does not reset your threat. Just so you know. But it's less relevant in raid anyway, so it's fine.
I wasted my stun here, so I don't have to go to the next pack, but it's fine. You guys do weapon
No, I didn't get a base stone proc there, did I? That's a shame. Would have been huge with this 10 stack
Get a
buff.
jump now.
Last up.
Yo.
I feared those animate weapons there, which helps the tank out a lot. I procced a Blaze Storm there,
Good jump.
and still had a 10 stack buff, so that's huge.
What the fuck?
This gauntlet has been great actually. Like being at 60k at this point, it's pretty sick.
That's
For a warrior at least. For a warrior. I'd be less impressed if your class color was purple.
I remember the cooldowns when I left the aggro range of that guy, he would give the bleed to someone else. I think that was cool.
Bro, I'm getting carried to this dungeon.
So send that cooldown straight away. I don't have recklessness. So and I see the traps inside of my spear. It's so hard to see them inside the spear. Like I don't know if you guys can see it there. You probably can. Like, but in the moment, it's so hard to see things inside of the spear. Sometimes it's borderline impossible.
Using them, then click that cooldowns or something.
I wonder if they're gonna change. I would hope that they're gonna change the what's it called? The spell effect of spear in Dragonflight, because apparently we're gonna keep Spear of Bastion in some way.
So I guess after that we hero.
So I'm sure they'll change the aesthetic of that, and hopefully they'll make it something that doesn't cover all of the floor. It's a big complaint of mine, and especially Kurva, the paladin in our group. He hates my spear.
Oh, what Giga Chat killed my Gavel.
I got a divine command proc here from Gavel, which is bad because it's the worst. It's the worst boon for single target by far. I think I tried to meld here, but it was too slow. Like I tried to meld the dash, because if you meld mid dash, then you cancel the dash, which is obviously super nice because then you don't get a bleed, and you take no damage, and it also cancels the dash on the next person as well if you're the first one that's being dashed to. Bit similar to the dog boss in Junkyard. Oh, I really look forward to playing Junkyard, by the way. The new M+, well, not the new, but the old M+ dungeons that are being added to M+ in Season 4. I look forward to playing them again. I enjoyed Junkyard a lot. I enjoyed Karazhan a lot. I don't know much about the WoD ones actually. I didn't play very much in WoD. That's an expansion. I didn't enjoy Warrior very much, and life was busy back then, so I just took a break from the game, from what's it called, Blackrock Foundry, until Legion. Yeah, I think I said at the beginning of this boss that this boss is gonna take 4 hours. Because it feels like it every time. But actually, we've only been in combat with the boss for 2 minutes, as you can see next to my damage meter. But I don't know. Every time I fight this boss on Tyrannical, it feels like it takes so long. It's probably to do with the rate that her health drops, because she has the boss is from 70% to 50% health, right? So it just takes forever for her health to actually move. That's probably got something to do with it. I wait until the boss jumps before I throw my spear here, because I don't want the boss to jump. I don't want to throw spear and then the boss jumps. That would be a lot of lost damage. What did I do here? I got the Shadow Melt, so that cancelled the AoE around, the dash and the AoE, which is awesome. There was a guy next to me as well, so if I failed that Shadow Melt, I would have hit him with the well, the boss would have hit him with the spin, the dash. I managed to dodge there as well, but did someone else get hit by it? No, it was fine.
Actually, crit, this for our call was pretty. Yeah.
As you can hear, Kuro said that 4-hour call was something something.
Dodge it.
So yeah, I must have said at the start of that boss or before that boss that this is gonna take 4 hours. Yeah, I mean, do you guys agree with this, by the way? Like, this boss, it's only been, well, I say only, but it's been 3 minutes and 45 seconds in combat on this boss so far. It just feels like such a long boss. And it's the same the whole way through. I mean, I suppose you run out of stuff eventually, and these combos can get a bit tricky. Oh, by the way, dodging the leaps, the dashes that the boss does, it's really big. The bleed that you get on you when you get hit by those is quite taxing on the healer, and the initial damage you take is also quite big. So since the boss is so low, I just throw my spear, even though I know a Gloom Skull is coming. I thought the boss would just die inside of my spear, but she didn't. It is what it is. I think it was still the right call to just send the spear there, instead of waiting, to be honest. But yeah, ended up at 28.4k, which is my highest in Sanguine so far. I mean, it was a pretty good RNG run, but overall, I think it was clean. I didn't die a single time. And I played decently. I made a few mistakes here and there, but yeah, happy with that. So yeah, that was the end of the season for us, actually. We tried 28 Sanguine a few times. We got so close a few times, but there was always 1 or 2 things that went wrong, which made a difference, and we didn't have the time. So yeah, it is what it is. We ended up at, I think, 37.65 this week. I don't think we're going to get any further. This fortified spiteful week with necrotic. So yeah, I mean, next time I play M+, will probably be next season. So I look forward to that. I'm gonna be uploading more videos more frequently with season 4, of course. So I look forward to that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.